that has nothing to lose because you don't. And when you realize that, that's when you make the decision that you're going to play your best. Because if you don't have it tomorrow. You don't get another 48 minutes. That's what we're here for. The pride, the tradition, the family. Yeah, about the guys in this room. Nothing else. 48 minutes for everybody who's here. Do you understand me?
Yes, Coach.
Do you understand me?
Yes, Coach.
Oh, looks like we're having some difficulties. So we're here with Devin Leary, quarterback from Kentucky. How's it going?
I'm going well. How are you doing?
Living the dream. So I just want to start off with the trip before Kentucky. Can you walk us through kind of like what it's like in the transfer portal?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of takes you back a little bit to high school times, kind of just starting over being a recruit. But, it's a little bit different. I mean, you enter the portal and, you have a lot of college film under your belt already. And, you start to hear from, a couple of different schools that you originally didn't hear from coming out of high school. So it's pretty cool to see, how you've kind of grown in the status of, as a recruit, so to say, how much better you've become and how much more status. But, at times it could be very overwhelming. But I think, just making sure you have a narrow focus of what you're looking to get for the next school that you want to transfer to, and, really just relying and trusting the people that, you can talk to every day throughout the process.
Was Kentucky one of those ones that reached out to you in high school?
A little bit. I was recruited by Kentucky, just kind of briefly through high school. I never took a visit or anything, but as soon as I put my name into the transfer portal, they were, one of the very first schools to get in contact with me, and that was very, good to hear, good to see.
Yeah. So what is it like working with Coach Cohen?
It's awesome. It's actually,
Yeah.
it's like a quarterback's dream, honestly. You turn on the film and he's coming from LA, and, we're watching cut-ups of Matt Stafford throwing the ball to Cooper Kupp and, Odell Beckham. And it's really cool to see, how his offense truly does translate into the NFL. But at the same time, just the type of coach he is, he's a player's coach, and, he can, adapt and coach from all different perspectives and touch each and every position group. But, at the same time, he's just, one of the guys. So I love just watching film and just chilling and talking to him just about life and everything.
So that's got to make an easy transition if he's just one of the guys.
Yeah, very easy. Very.
So let's take time to talk about Timber Creek High School, where you broke all the state records. You won back-to-back New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Years. How special was your time at Timber Creek?
Man, it was special. It was really special. You there? You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. It was special. I mean, I grew up in South Jersey, Sicklerville, New Jersey, and, Timber Creek is a public school, a little bit of a powerhouse. And, I just remember, growing up playing with those guys my entire life, playing with all my teammates in my hometown, and, being able to transition from, Little League football to get to high school. I'm more than thankful to be able to go to a high school like Timber Creek, because being coached by Rob Hinson, he set the standard right away that, we got to always achieve above and beyond on the field and off the field as well. And, he's just helped me grow as the man that I am today. But from a competitive standpoint, every single day we were competing. And, I can't be more than thankful to go to Timber Creek.
So after that, you go to NC State. What was it like with that recruiting process? And then how was your time at NC State?
Yeah, the recruiting process, I think by the time I was coming out of high school, I was a 4-star, had a couple different offers, and I decided to commit to NC State. Coach Eli Drinkwitz, who's at Missouri now, was the recruiter that was recruiting me. And I loved it at NC State. I ended up getting my first start as a redshirt freshman in 2019, and ended up becoming a two-time captain, and winning a bunch of ball games and even breaking some records, and just kind of getting into the record books and leaving my legacy. But at the same time, I had to go through some adversity with injuries, and it really taught me a lot. But just like any high school recruit going to college, being able to build those relationships, especially with your teammates coming in, I mean, it makes everything a lot easier with transitions. And I have a lot of love for NC State. I'm an alumni there, graduated from there this past year. So I definitely have some lifelong friends from there.
So going into last season, there was a lot of buzz around you as one of the top quarterbacks. But you, like you said, you dealt with some injuries with your pec. How's that rehab going with the pec?
Really well, really well. I got on a call this past week with Dr. Andrews down in Pensacola, Florida, who operated on me, and just kind of updating them of where I'm at. And he said I'm in really, really good shape. I just want to thank the trainers here for just helping me every single day, pushing me and making sure that I'm feeling good. And I'm gonna be ready to go come Monday on spring ball. So thank God. I mean, I was praying really hard on this. I was missing football. I haven't really taken a snap since October, and just being able to hear from the doctor that I'm good to go for spring. I mean, that was just really a true blessing.
Speaking of spring ball, how's the chemistry going with guys like Key and Baron Brown, and like, have you watched a lot of tape with them? Or
Oh yeah, I actually just came from watching tape with them.
oh yeah.
I mean, those dudes are awesome. They're young. I mean, it's just even blows my mind that sometimes I'm like, dang, you guys were true freshmen last year. Like, they're on the
Yeah.
field plays like that, and just to see how eager they are. First I'm just more than thankful that they were welcoming of me to be able to come in and be the guy to call the shots, be like the point guard of the offense, and really just get the ball in their hands. But I mean, I love being around those dudes. They come to to the facility every day with a purpose. They know what they want to get out of this game, and my job here is just to help them, spread my knowledge onto them, and like I said, just be the point guard and get the ball in the playmakers' hands.
Right. So what are some of your personal expectations heading into this, and then what are the Wildcats' expectations going into the season?
Yeah, just some personal expectations. I want to definitely grow and develop as a quarterback even more than what I've already put on film. I think Coach Cohn is going to help me with that a ton, as well as just competing against our defense every day. I think obviously last year we had a really, really good defense, and I think every single day being able to go against them will just help me become a better quarterback, and just really growing as a leader as well, stepping into a different role as a transfer guy, making sure that I earn the respect of my teammates. So, just for me, I obviously suffered from an injury last year, and, going into the season, I'm putting my all into this team. I'm putting my all into this offense, and being coached by Coach Cohen every day. I just don't, I'm just not going to take anything for granted. I know how fast this game could be taken away from you. So my expectation is just go out there every single day with a purpose, but, embrace all the little things and don't take anything for granted. And then as far as just Kentucky, our team as a whole, I mean, we're just really trying to, reestablish and reset the standard of what this team is all about. Coach Stoops said, one of my first meetings that I sat in when I first got here was he felt like we got a little bit comfortable last year. And he said, we're going to up that edge and play with a bigger chip on our shoulders. So, every single week, just making sure the main thing is the main thing, and, just go 1-0 every single week.
Speaking of Coach Stoops, we see he's quite a character on the sidelines, pretty fiery. Is he like that in practice too?
Yeah, well, we haven't officially started
Or like
until Monday, but what I like about Coach Stoops is, he's always challenging us. He's always pushing us. He's always, no matter what we're doing right now, we could always do more. And I'm just thankful that he's our head coach here.
So, my next question is, what is one piece of advice that you received throughout your time in football that's really stuck with you?
Yeah, one piece of advice, I would just say, I remember, it's pretty, cliche, but I heard it at a really young age. And I think I was like 10 or 11. And the fact that it still sticks with me to this day just speaks a lot, was just simply just never be satisfied. Now, I just remember, just like any of, college Division I athletes, you're balling as a, youth athlete and feel like you're on top of the world and that, nobody can mess with you on the football field. But once someone older comes up to you at that young of an age and, they kind of humble you by saying, there's someone out there working harder than you, and there's someone out there that's always going to be better than you. So just never be satisfied. And that's always stuck with me, and I will always have that mindset with everything I do for the rest of my life.
What or who is the one corner that challenged you the most in your, or linebacker, or any position that challenged you the most in your career?
That's tough. I went against a lot of really good defensive players. Even going back 2019, I remember playing against Clemson, going against Isaiah Simmons, who I felt like was all over the field at the time.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But I think really for me, I would have to say probably two of my previous teammates at NC State, just because of how much we talked about football and how much we watched film together. So we basically knew the ins and outs of how we were as players, was Drake Thomas and Peyton Wilson, who are both linebackers. Just
Mhm.
because we're all best friends, and every single day we would talk about what we need to get better at and what we struggle with and what we're really good at. So it came to a point where we knew what each one of us were going to do before it even happened. So like every single day, it was a challenge of almost being two steps ahead of each other. So I think that just made us all better. And I would probably say those two.
Okay. My final question, breakfast cereal go-to.
I love cereal. I love
Oh,
cereal.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Reese's Puffs.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
I'm gonna have to go there for sure.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Good luck this season. Good luck with the rest of your rehabilitation.
Yes.
Go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats. I appreciate